don't actually grab on. There it is. I have to find my way over to it. Yep, that involves going here. There we go, got it. Beautiful. Old West railroads. The first railroads appeared in the late 1830s in the eastern U.S. From there, the railway industry grew exponentially, exploding with growth between 1850 and 1890. They were much more challenging endeavors than their European counterparts. The lines were longer and the trains were larger. While the Civil War slowed down the expansion, it also provided the strategic value of rail transport. It was a real game changer, too. Horse, boat, and wagon were no longer the only available options for moving people and cargo from one place to another. The train created a true revolution. Naturally, the beginnings were quite humble and the various rail lines were not connected, which meant that passengers had to change trains several times to reach their destination. However, soon after the war, the first transcontinental railroad was built, known at the time as the Union Pacific Railroad, or more commonly the Overland Route. The expansion of railroads also caused an increase in a new kind of criminal activity, train robberies. Trains were often used to transport large sums of money, and that was an irresistible draw for the outlaws. The fact that trains could be stopped and robbed in any godforsaken place far from civilization made them a ripe target. Among the famous train robbers of the time, Jesse James and the Wild Bunch, led by Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, deserved honorable mentions. Yeah, that was interesting. And I gain a new level. Very good. What was I doing? Can't remember what I was doing. I think I was doing the Gunslinger. I think I wanted to get on the run reloading. Not actually sure, I can't remember. Ah, yes, counterattack, that's what I was going for. So next up is counterattack. Get across to the other side. He'll jump and grab hold one way, but if you try the other way, he'll fall down and hurt himself. GG.
Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion.
Get off the overpass and find the rest
But
of the
by
gang.
this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
Came a long way, didn't we? Across the entire bridge.
Kill that SOB! Make him bleed! Send him to perdition!
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
He's Tracer and Kid Curry asked me! Nuttier than a damn fruitcake!
Nuttier than your shit after you eat a lot of... Never mind. Fuck! Got it.
Shoot that asshole!
God, there's so fucking many of them. Nice, got one. You yellow bastard. I cannot see him. He's hiding behind a fucking bush.
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun.
Oh,
it was
shit.
hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Look at that. Kid Curry. That is some fucked up shielding.
That's right. Good.
Destroy the Gatling gun using dynamites. Run! Takes a while to reload.
Show yourself, you coward!
Don't think he can shoot through the cactus.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite.
You can't beat
I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Nice. Secret in the crate. Explosives and dynamite. What good would a cult peacemaker be without that Chinese invention from the 9th century? Black powder provided people with entertainment and the ability to kill for centuries. Without it, Wild Bill could have only used his Colts as clubs. Near the end of the 19th century, however, black powder was replaced with more efficient smokeless powder, and in Germany, the ever-popular TNT was invented. At the same time, one Swedish chemist was working on an even more explosive invention, which was supposed to make the miners' work of blowing up rocks easier and safer. Alfred Nobel patented his discovery in 1867. Based on nitroglycerin but much more stable, the new explosive provided a surprisingly user-friendly way of blasting rocks. Sawdust or wood pulp soaked with nitro was formed into sticks covered with paper and then fitted into holes drilled into rocks before detonation. It was soon being used for military purposes, which should surprise no one. After all, even though people love inventions that can build and improve things, they love watching stuff blow up even more. Ain't that the truth?
Action! You know who I am?
Run!
Come on!
Wonder if I can hit him from here with the dynamite.
You can't hide forever! Yeah,
Damn!
help here! Come on, boys! Take this subbitch out!
Gotta be careful. These guys up on the top are being assholes.
I think he's scared!
You think I'm scared?
Fair!
Damn, look at that. Almost got him.
This is gonna hurt! Give me a hand here, goddamn!
Well, he's fucked.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. That's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally. Come here.
Come here. Oh god, here we go again. Got him.
Fast as he was, I was just a bit faster. And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Damn. That headshot.
Those were his last words.
Nice. If you did a headshot, probably. Let us continue to the next mission.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kinda glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Ah, nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday.
Indeed it is. Death rides a steel stallion.
I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way. But I
Nice.
knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this Jim.
Let's go for dual revolvers in this. Crap, he's armored. Got him. Winston train robbery. On July 15, 1881, a Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad train left Winston, Missouri. Soon after it started moving, Jesse and Frank James and Wood Height jumped on board into one of the passenger cars while Dick Liddell and Clarence Height entered the train from the other end. A conductor named William Westfall was collecting tickets in the passenger car at the time. The James brothers believed that the 1875 Westfall transported the Pinkerton agents who attacked their mother's house, wounding her and killing their half-brother. Jesse shot him in the back without warning, then approached him and shot him in the head. In that moment, Frank killed one of the other passengers who may have decided to play hero and interfere with Jesse's shooting of Westfall. The train robbery was not as profitable as expected. The outlaws collected a mere $650. Infuriated, they jumped off the train and escaped. A posse pursued them, but the James brothers and their gang were gone with the wind. The meager haul led to dissension, and Frank eventually left the gang, leaving Jesse to fend for himself with the inexperienced outlaws that were left. Because of the murders, the governor increased the bounty on both their heads. Jesse recruited others for his gang, including the man who eventually would shoot him in the back for that bounty.
You can't fight me, James gang!
Very interesting.
Now wait a second. How'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
Jesse James.
They hopped a freight train having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train.
Crap. I didn't expect a QTE at that moment. Well, rip. God, I hate QTEs. They are the most annoying thing to ever exist. Another reason why modern games suck.
The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head.
Liberate the train.
Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I
The
reached
James
that...
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
Got him. Nugget is somewhere nearby. There we go. Jesse James. Jesse Woodson James is probably the Wild West's most celebrated outlaw. He was famous when he was alive, but attained the status of a legend upon death. Despite enjoying a reputation worthy of Robin Hood, when the facts of history are examined, it's clear he wasn't much more than a thief and a murderer. As a teenager, Jesse and his brother Frank fought as Confederate guerrillas during the Civil War alongside the infamous William Quantrell and his raiders. Some believe Jesse took part in the massacre of some 200 men and boys in Lawrence, Kansas. After the war, Jesse, like many disaffected former Southern sympathizers, turned to banditry and continued to wage his own private war. Until 1876, Jesse, Frank, and the younger brothers robbed banks and trains as the James Younger Gang. Their legendary run came to a bloody conclusion when they tried to rob the First National Bank of Northfield, Minnesota. 2 of the gang were left dead. Cole Younger ended up in prison. Only Frank and Jesse escaped unscathed. 3 years later, Jesse James founded a new gang, but these new members weren't battle-hardened war veterans. Frank had left the gang, and without his sure hand, Jesse became paranoid and mistrustful of his partners in crime. His concerns were well-founded, however, as someone he trusted betrayed him most grievously. On April 3rd, 1882, after breakfast with his family, Jesse decided to wipe some dust off a photograph hanging on his living room wall. He unbuckled his revolver belt and climbed a chair while his friend Robert Ford, hoping to collect a bounty, pulled a bullet in the back of Jesse's head. Thus Jesse James joined other Wild West luminaries like Wild Bill Hickok and John Wesley Hardin, who died from a gunshot in the back. Very interesting. Also, how the hell do I get out of here? Motherfucker.
You don't want to mess with us!
Got him. Bring it on.
Come and get me, you got the guts!
Nice. Fuck. Shit, there's a guy up at the top. Bloody ass shotgunner. I always love levels like this in games, where you can just see the entire land just go breezing by as you're on a train. It's always so cool. Train levels are my favorite thing in video games. Moving train levels, to be precise.
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you.
Lol. Need to drain his one-eyed snake. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna, you know, slowly make it through the train.
I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe him. You don't think he met Jesse James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But
bar.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof.
Nice. Jim Reed and Belle Starr. Not much is known about Jim Reed other than the fact that during the Civil War he was a member of Quantrill's Raiders, just like the James brothers and the Youngers. After the war, he rode for a time with Sam Starr's gang and later with the James Younger gang. He died in 1874 in Paris, Texas, from a gunshot wound. Today, he's probably better known as the first husband of the infamous Belle Starr, the Bandit Queen. They met as teenagers and Belle gave birth to his 2 children. Belle Starr, or Mira Maybelle, Shirley Reed Starr, also knew the Youngers and the James brothers. After Jim's demise, she turned to banditry, taking part in horse and cattle thefts and protecting other criminals, thus earning the moniker of the Queen of Bandits. The peak of her criminal activities was during her marriage to Sam Starr. It is said that after Jim Reed's death and before she married Starr, she was Cole's Younger's wife for 3 weeks. There's no solid evidence backing that up, however. Belle Starr was famous for her impeccable style. She was usually seen riding her horse saddle side, wearing a stylish black dress with 2 revolvers and an ammo belt around her hips. She died in unusual circumstances 2 days before her 41st birthday. In 1889, an unknown murderer shot Belle off the horse she was riding with a shotgun and then shot her again. The bushwhacker's identity is still a mystery. Starr's own son is among the prime suspects, as the Bandit Queen was a tough woman to live with. Said son was a bandit himself and then became a lawman, only to die in a saloon shootout 1896. His sister Pearl plied the world's oldest trade and ran a bordello in Fort Smith, Arkansas from the 1890s until the First World War. Cool. Also, we have an extra point. Now we can finally counterattack. What the hell's going on here? I think that was glitched. I honestly think
Stupid son of a bitch!
that the wall in that cave was actually bugged out.
At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's a damn Pinkerton!"
It's a damn Pinkerton!
Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train
Shit.
wanted me dead.
Oh, that was annoying. Wow, really? I don't like train levels in modern games.
It was a rickety ride and quite precarious.
Shut the fuck up, Silas. Ugh, why does it force me to put another fucking point in? Fuck's sake. I already put the damn point in.
Son of a bitch!
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember.
I bet you are.
You know who we are!
I love how he's shooting the wall. Fantastic AI in this game.
This asshole don't know who he's up against! I really son of a bitch!
I'll get to that bastard soon enough.
I can kill you!
God, look at this. Damn. We are really up high. Holy shit. No, I did not want that. No, or that. There we go. Oh, let me climb. There we go. I know. Dwight is definitely Silas's ultimate fanboy.
You can't fight James, gang!
Try and stop me. I killed Red.
I came across a flat car piled high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward. I wondered if I was ever gonna find the front of that train, or the bastard I was after. Jesse hired a damn army after Northfield. Guess he didn't want to be outgunned like that ever again. Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
Lol. The Pinkertons. The Pinkerton National Detective Agency, known simply as the Pinkertons, or Pinks by the less favorably inclined, was founded in Chicago by Scottish expatriate Alan Pinkerton. Pinkerton became famous when he supposedly foiled a plot to assassinate President-elect Abraham Lincoln en route to his first inauguration. As a Union spy master, Pinkerton later founded what became the United States Secret Service. Pinkerton's detectives offered a wide range of services from personal protection to private military contracts. At the peak of its power, the agency's roster numbered more than the total active strength of the United States Army. Nobody liked the Pinkertons, but they were especially hated and feared by the outlaws of the Wild West. The railroads and banks paid top dollar for the agency to pursue criminals like Butch Cassidy's Wild Bunch or the James Younger Gang. Capturing Jesse James was an obsession for Alan Pinkerton, and later it became a personal vendetta. On January 25, 1875,